Hello and welcome to the first team profile and projections. It's a team's profile and projections. A little more about that and the new format for this year. I am Jimmy. He is Trevor. We got Jake looking great in the studio. Me and Trev coming from home. You don't think he's looking great, Trev?
We had a long discussion about this already, James. It's we hashed it out though.
Okay, BBD in the corner. I think you look great, Jake. I thought you looked great on Yes Network yesterday. The lighting in your tan was beautiful.
You guys look fantastic. Yeah, Jim, before you got here, Trev and I for about 15 minutes, he kind of attacked my look, and that's fine. And that's fine because you know what that means? That means it's spring training, and that means we're in it. That means we're doing TPPs, you, me, BBD, Plouffe, slightly different format this year that ends up being kind of a similar format this year, Tim.
Yes. New format. I think it's laundry for Jake, Trev. So I think he's down to the nice shirts because he's out of all of his regular shirts. So he's like dressed up because he doesn't have clothes left. I think you look great, Jake. New format because we just did not have the time to do what we want to do, which is a team every day until opening day. So what we're doing is we're doing 6 record sessions where we will do the 6 divisions. We're going to put 15 minutes on the clock per team. We are starting today, as you know, as you saw with the National League Central. Now, if you listen on the podcast apps, which I think is still a majority of people that tune in, it's just going to be 6 episodes, divisions, section up per team. On YouTube, we will upload each team as their own video to keep them nice and short and the brevity of it and the fun of it. So that's what we're doing. We will slide into a groove as we do more and more and more because this is kind of a quicker and newer format, but I'm excited because this is as much as we are kind of giving people information on the teams. Trev and I talked earlier. This is our time to learn about the new teams and everything. And we haven't said this in a while. Any new listeners that are starting the season, you know your team better than us. We do not sit here and try to tell you that we know more than anyone else about anything. We're just sifting through the roster moves, the changes, and then kind of giving our thoughts on it. But if you are a Pirates fan, you're going to know a lot more than us. So help us out. Let us know what we missed, what you think we're terribly wrong on, and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's the spiel. You guys ready to go?
That's the spiel. I like it, man. I'm ready for this.
Let's do it. We are doing the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'll start a timer, BBD, but you start one too.
I've got one
if I'm not looking, then maybe like you'll look for me.
We got time.
Is this like a dead stop thing? Like 15 minutes and bam, don't say another word?
I think it'll be like 15 minutes. I'll bell you.
Short.
12.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3. The 2022 Pittsburgh Pirates, they were ranked dead last by the listeners of Talkin Baseball. They were ranked 30th out of 30 teams last year. They missed the playoffs. They won 61 games. Jake, can you run me through some additions and subtractions for the Pirates?
James, they most importantly hit the over on their wins last year. Great teams cover, but otherwise they were a bad baseball team. Jim, they lost Jacob Stallings, your Gold Glove big boy catcher, Colin Moran, kind of the face of that Garrett Cole trade at the time. Couple pitchers, Chad Kuhl, Steven Brault, Chris Rose rotation, they gone. They added, how about Roberto Perez behind the dish, the defensive stalwart? That's what they're doing back there. Zach Thompson twirling the pill. Big Dan Vogelbach, boogity boogity. Hit some dingers, my man. Yoshi Susugo returns after he had a fun stint there. Heath Embry, Jose Quintana, and Greg Allen. Yes, Yankees playoff stud. Greg Allen is going to Pittsburgh. So that's who's out. That's who's in. Trev, you want to tell me about the hurlers a little bit?
They got some guys that can chuck the ball a little bit. We got JT Brubaker, Jose Quintana. I faced him a ton. Right-hander Zach Thompson, Bryce Wilson, and then Mitch Keller. The depth there, we got Dylan Peters. He's a lefty, and Max Kranick. And then the bullpen guys, pretty right-handed dominant. We got David Bednar, Chris Stratton, Heath Hembry, Dwayne Underwood Jr. Excellent name right there. And then the lone lefty they have listed here on Fangraphs is Anthony Banda. So not a lot of household names in the rotation or in the bullpen, but that's okay. It doesn't mean this is going to be a bad thing for them. I got to dig a little bit deeper. I think now we're skipping the lineup, right, James?
Yeah, because lineups it changes a lot. You don't really know what's going on, especially with the Pirates. Might change a lot. They did bring in some bats to round it out. Like, it's a little different. It's kind of, they're not just running rookies out there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have more than a full year of service time for like where the state of the Pirates. I would have guessed it would be a lot more like young guys, but you got Vogelback, Gamel, Perez, a lot of guys that have, it's like a vagabond Pirates in their rebuild year more than like a up and coming Pirates. So I don't know where they are as a franchise. I know we have some friends on this team, so we're not going to be too mean. Hoy Park hit a homer, I think, in his first ever pitch in spring training. Cole Tucker hit a home run in spring training. Brian Hayes is awesome. I guess, I don't know. If you're a Pirates fan, who are you rooting for? Like Hayes, obviously, but in the rotation, is there like, well, he's our guy. Is it just Hayes?
Hayes is the dude. Key Brian Hayes.
O'Neal Cruz is another. People are looking to him to really come cement himself in the big leagues.
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz, this is the year that he finally gets some run and we find out. We've talked about the defense a little bit whenever we've talked about him. He's a monster. He's 6'7", and they say he can play shortstop. We'll see if that really happens. He's been hitting in spring training. It looks like the dude can hit. So whenever he gets the chance, and Jim, that's kind of why I think when we get deeper into some of these teams, we can talk lineup a little more. But boy, is this team going to get shuffled. I mean, the guys that are actually locked into at-bats, it's Key Brian Hayes, it's Brian Reynolds. I mean, outside of that, these guys aren't invested in a lot of these guys. Vogelback just showed up to camp. Ben Gamel's moved around the league a lot. Roberto Perez, that guy feels like he's going to be there for half a year and then let me know what contender he ends up on. So if you're the Pirates, you're hoping to get some good juice out of some Vogies and some of the veterans like that. But man, if you're Pirates fans, you're rooting for O'Neal Cruz to get his chance. You want Cole Tucker to play for a month straight. Let's find out what our guy has. Like, we're obviously too biased with Cole, but man, when he puts a charge into one, he puts a charge into one. He's a first-round pick that can play everywhere. Like, find out. Like, if it's not happening for Cole in Pittsburgh, find out and then move on. And that's probably a big part of what this Pittsburgh season should be.
As for baseball fans that aren't Pirates fans, are there any trade rooting interest here? Like, it's kind of how I view these teams. Like Perez, everyone's always looking for catchers around the deadline. Hembry, he's a free agent. Even Gamel, like, I don't know. I guess that's what you're doing if you're on one of these guys on the Pirates. You're hoping to play into a trade. Does Reynolds?
That's the biggest
around forever.
That's the biggest trade chip they have. And like, they can say they want to build around someone like him, but in reality, like I assume at some point, it doesn't have to be this year, that he'll be on a different team. And I mean, it's kind of sad to say, I don't want to bring Pirates fans down even more, because I think they understand it's going to be a tough season. But you do have some really good players there and like some really talented dudes. Key Brian Hayes is like a guy that I look to like, kind of like follow in like a Matt Chapman footstep. Like, that's all I've heard about this guy. Is like he has that potential. So you got to go do it. And he did his rookie year. But I mean, there are some exciting players on this team.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe? Just named them, man.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Key Brian Hayes, I know how close he is to you. You named one of your children after Key Brian Hayes, so there's a little bit of bias there. But yeah, it turns into a let the kids play. That was my whole speech about O'Neal Cruz, Cole Tucker. Dan Vogelback, I think he knows he's probably not finishing the season as a Pittsburgh Pirate. So, hey, have some fun. Put the kids out there. So when we're doing next year's TPPs, hopefully Pittsburgh isn't 30th. And we're saying, man, O'Neal Cruz is a problem. And Brian Reynolds is still there. Like, to have an all-world center fielder like that, I know a lot of teams were licking their chops over him. Keep that guy around, because then what's the goal? 2026? Like, if you're the Pirates, let's put a year on the map and say that's when we're going to be back. Because right now they don't have one.
It's tough to see where they're going. You're right.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule right now, and we're gonna do over-unders for all of these teams and make our official predictions on the over-under, which we track throughout the year, which is a fun thing we do. They are this is the last year of unbalanced schedule, and you play only one division in the AL. They're running through the AL East. So this team has games against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays and four teams, a division that has four teams that are playoff hopeful and can make the playoffs, and they're going to be looking at these Pirate series and saying, let's eat. So that might influence my over under a little bit. I think within division, they can get some wins, but Trev, any chance? I know with last year, I think we did floor and ceiling. Like their floor is obviously last place in their division. Is their ceiling also last place in the division?
I think I don't know. We'll see what the Reds do. How many people do the Reds get rid of? I don't know. Maybe that's the battle, but it'd be surprising if they didn't finish last in the NL Central.
It's a tough way to start the PPPs.
Yeah.
Or TPPs.
I wanted to give a little bit of love. Where are the prospects? Like, are we getting some? And I mean, most of their top prospects, besides O'Neill Cruz, there's another pitcher that is Ronsny Contreras. The rest of them are like in high A.
Yankees
we're a ways away. So yeah, tough way to start.
I found it. This year's gonna suck. This year's gonna suck. And that's tough. But what I will say is give O'Neill Cruz his time. Get Ronsy the call. Let's see what the kid's got. And let's find anything pitching wise. We met Mitch Keller. He's supposedly sitting. Like his fastball sitting 96, 97. Maybe he found something. JT Brubaker was snapping off curveballs. Bryce Wilson's young. Let's have next year's PPP being like, okay, Key Bryant, O'Neill Cruz, one of the pitchers. And then, Trev, like you said, looking at that top prospects list, like let's have next year be the exciting young guy year. Like maybe Nick Gonzalez is getting the call. Henry Davis, the young catcher out of Louisville. Like if we can get 2023 to be the exciting young guy year, and that just really sucks for Pirates fans because, man, they've been waiting for the exciting young guy year for 5 years. So, sorry, Pirates fans. Sorry, Uncle Rick.
Sorry to your Uncle Rick. It's been a while. It's a very beautiful ballpark. We went there last year. It was far too empty. That was a bummer. So they got this minor leaguer number 1 pick, Travis Swaggerty, and it's just a cool name.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
Yes.
His numbers, I don't know what his deal is, but that's a cool name, Swaggerty. Let's get Miggy Yahoo on the bump because he's fun. So if you get O'Neill Cruz, there's a chance this is like the charisma team, if O'Neill Cruz, if Brian Hayes, if Ko Tuck, if Miggy Yahoo.
Okay.
It's a lot of just like fun guys, like charismatic losers.
And you know what?
Oh, don't say that.
You know what? I
didn't mean like they're losers, like
not the guy, just saying the team
winner ever. I just meant like they'll be losing, but at least they'll be very charismatic. There's a chance.
The number 11 prospect for the Pirates, last name is Bae, B-A-E. So, like, if that guy can get some run, we're selling jerseys, we're selling tickets. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's a really fun infield you mentioned. I mean, you got Key Bryant, O'Neill, and Ko Tuck, like turning double plays and stuff. Like, I can see how that could be fun. And I really hope, we love Cole for obvious reasons. Like he's just the guy. He's
Hammercock.
He's a new model. He got some deals with some clothing brands. I really hope, like you said, Jake, they just give him an extended run here and he takes off, man. Because he does have the skill set to do it. And it would I don't know, man. I just root for the guy.
Yeah, well, anyone who's just listening, we're very friendly with Cole Tucker, and we're
Yeah.
we're going to be biased in our talks about
That's
him
fine.
because we.
And how about
we love
this?
him.
How about this? Can Brian Reynolds be really good going into next season? Yes, he already is. Could Key Brian Hayes be really good going into next season? Yeah, he kind of already is. O'Neal Cruz is a legit prospect. Top 10, big boy. If he can have a nice rookie year and be exciting going into next year, that's 3 guys. That's a start of a lineup. Okay, let's go.
Do that.
What if they trade Brian Reynolds to the Rays for Austin Meadows, Tyler Glasnow, and Shane Boss?
Don't trade with the Rays.
Maybe. Don't trade with Rays if you're the Pirates ever. Let's wrap it up. The over-under is 65.5. They won 61 games last year, and then they traded away a lot of players that were good, and they have a lot of more like Jake said, they're just going to run guys out there, whether they're performing or not, seems to be the plan. So I'm going to take the under on this one. They're also going through the AL East with all their interleague play. Who are going to be looking to feast on them, and that's a tough time. So I'll go first. I'm going to take the under on the 65.5 for the Pirates. Mark it down.
Marked.
I will also take the under here. Looking at the division, I think the Cubs, we'll talk about them in a sec, but I think they're going to surprise people. Cardinals are going to be pretty good. Brewers are going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'm going under.
The Cubs made move this offseason to get better. The Reds went the other way, but they still have, especially compared to the Pirates and Jimmy, that AL East thing is a great point. If you're getting 65.5 on the Pirates, give me the under. I mean, we're looking at right around 100 losses again. It's tough to see a world where there's not. So give me I might find that one right now and lay a little action.
Literally just picked up my phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's how bizarre that kind of line seems right now.
I literally just picked up my phone and opened up the DraftKings app to bet on the under here because I feel pretty good about it. Because, what are they? Yeah, everything we said. Okay, that's it. That's the Pirates. Any final words? We have a fun stat from Max. Brian Reynolds posted a 9.12 OPS last season, joining Andrew McCutchen and Josh Bell as the only Pirates with a single season OPS over 900 since 2010. Like Josh Bell, they traded away so much talent and they weren't good with that talent. So I don't know how the over-under bumped up.
Yeah.
Scary. Be scared of the computers.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that one. And we will thank everyone for tuning in for the Pirates on YouTube, but we are now pivoting